Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to do rainbow eyebrows on a budget. So by now I think we've all seen the rainbow eyebrows. Nika Tutorials recently did her own kind of makeup tutorial on how to achieve rainbow eyebrows. And what I've noticed is all of these tutorials are using the KvD brow pomade, you know, the new little pomades that come in like 12 or 15 different shades. So you can definitely make a rainbow scheme color on your brows. But myself, living in the UK, somewhere where KvD products are not that easily available, those products are basically sold out all the time. You can't really buy them, and they are quite expensive. I think they're about £17 or £15, about that price range for, you know, just one little tube, which is a normal price, an okay price if you're just going to buy your, your brow color, your, brown, ginger, black, bleach, whatever it is. But if you were to make a rainbow and buy like 4 or 5 colors, that's like nearly £100. So that's way too much. So what I've stumbled upon recently is this beautiful magic little thing. And this is from Kryolan. This is called Mixing Medium. And what it does is basically it's this little liquid with like a little droplet applicator. And this basically turns any makeup powder into a paste or a liquid, depending on just how much droplets you add. So what I thought I would do is basically, I don't have pomades, I don't have brow pomades in the rainbow spectrum to put on my brows, but I probably have enough eyeshadow colors to do that. So what I'm going to do today is basically turn some of my eyeshadows into pomades, and then I'm going to do a rainbow spectrum on my eyebrows. So this is actually the first time I'm using this kind of a thing. I just bought this recently in London, and I think it's a great idea. We have a lot of powders, I have a lot of powders that sometimes I would just like to turn into liquid. You have all of these kind of different crazy colored eyeshadows that you can totally turn into an eyeliner, and without having to buy, a $10 or £10 eyeliner in red. You can just grab your red eyeshadow that you probably have from a Morphe palette, add a droplet of this, and you can do a red eyeliner eye makeup. And this actually works pretty well. The consistency of this you can control. The pigmentation of it is very, very good. This doesn't seem to water down the pigment. So it does work very well, and you're gonna see on video just how I did this. First shade I'll be trying to make paste out of, or this cream, is yellow, and I'm going to be using the Zulu Palette, and I'm going to be using the yellow shade right there. So what I'm going to do is basically just use a metal tool, anything you have at hand, and scrape some of that yellow pigment onto my makeshift mixing palette. It's going to make a little bit of a mess, but it's not so bad. You can just blow the excess off. So once you think you have enough, I'm basically going to add this mixing medium from Kryolan, and like I said, I'm pretty sure different makeup companies have their own versions of this. I don't think this is super unique, but I'm just gonna add 1 droplet and then see if I need any more. You want the paste to be kind of watery. You don't want it to be too thick, because otherwise it'll just be kind of like a paste and it'll like crumble, and well, it won't really stay very well. So I think this much is probably enough. It is a lot of pigment, and obviously I'll be using a lot of colors on just my 2 brows, so I probably really only need just a little bit of each color. Okay, so for red, I'm actually going to be using a red from this Morphe palette. This is a 35OM. So I'm going to be using this red right here. You might be thinking at this point that you're kind of wasting, a lot of eyeshadow because you're scraping it off, but I want you to think about last time you actually used an entire eyeshadow pan in a palette to the point where you had none left, and I bet for most of you the answer will be never. We just don't use that much. We always have more and more and more, and we stop using different shades and they just kind of lie around until we throw them away. Okay, so since I don't actually have either a green or a blue matte, I decided to use this turquoise color from the Zulu Palette, and so I think I'm only gonna have 4 colors in my rainbow. I think it's already quite a lot just for each brow. So yeah, well, let's, you know, we're experimenting, so let's just see what happens with that. I've seen obviously a lot of people do this rainbow look, and one thing I didn't particularly like is when some people try to squeeze really like all the shades of the rainbow in just one brow. So like, you know, yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple, and then sometimes black as well. And obviously those are, you know, the colors of the rainbow, but I just feel like brows are just not enough space to have that many colors, and it kind of looked a little bit like Tetris. So I'm gonna try and have it just 4 colors. So for the last color, of course, I'm going to be using a purple. Just to keep things uniform, I'm basically just going to use the purple from the Zulu palette as well, and yeah, let's keep going. So these are my colors. I've got yellow for basically the inside of my brow, and then red going outwards, then some aquamarine or whatever you want to call this, and then purple for the very, very tip of the brow. So my face is totally bare, and I'm not going to put anything on it before the brows because this is basically like a trial and error kind of thing. I haven't done this before, so I'm giving myself, you know, the leeway of being able to just wipe things off and not worry about my foundation or concealer coming off. Okay, so I'm just grabbing this yellow, and I just want to show you just how well this works. This is literally just like liquid pigment, I guess. And I'm grabbing it on an eyebrow brush, and I'm basically just going to try and put it in on the inside of my brows. Do bear in mind that I don't have Instagram brows, I just have normal, like, real life brows, I guess, that, you know, I don't like to overpluck them or anything like that. Which means some of the pigment may be a little bit lost in my actual brow hairs that are, you know, dark brown or black. But I think this is working pretty well. As you can see, I've got some yellow over there. I'm just gonna do the other brow. When you're using this product, definitely make sure that the paste, especially for this, I haven't used this, you know, in different kind of scenario, but especially for this, just make sure that the paste is quite more on the watery than on the powdery side. You might want to like nod, or you might think that, you know, adding more and more is going to remove or water down the pigment, but that hasn't happened for me. But not adding enough makes it too powdery, and I actually tried to put this on earlier, like 5 seconds ago before I added another droplet. Basically, I put this on and it started like crumbling off of my brows because it wasn't liquidy enough to actually stick to anything. It was just actually making, like, it was like fallout off of my eyebrows. So making sure I've got my brush relatively clean, it doesn't matter so much because, well, the colors will mix anyways. I'm grabbing my red. You might have to work quite quickly with this, you know, before you, in between the time that you mix this and you make the paste and you actually use it on your face, because I pre-recorded this. Now some of the paste has actually hardened, so I'm having to like make it up, like stir it up a little bit again. So this is the red, as you can see, beautiful pigment, and I'm going to just go right next to the yellow. I'm just going to use a spoolie to make sure that I can actually mix these two. I genuinely have no idea how to like fix the overexposure of this camera. If someone knows, let me know, but we're gonna have to deal with the overexposure. I think this red is probably a little bit too dark for this, but I think maybe in pictures this will be showing up a little bit better. Don't worry too much if you just go outside a little bit. You can just use concealer. Let the boy do the other brow. I think this is one of those looks that looks absolutely fucking insane until it's completed. It is now time for the purple tip. We all know all about purple tips. I don't know, I guess if the purple tip, if the tip is purple, maybe it's not that great, but we're doing this on this channel. We're giving ourselves the purple tip. Well, I mean, that was immediate. Do the other one. Ta-da! Pretty crazy. Jesus. Let me at least try and blend these a little bit better. Okay, so I think this is ready. I'm basically going to pause this and I'm going to do the rest of my face. I'm going to come back to, well, show you how it looks with the rest of my face done. Well, this is certainly a look you do not see on this channel a lot. I mean, I guess you've never seen this kind of look on this channel before, but I am digging it. I basically just had all of this stuff laid out in front of me and I was like, what am I going to do with it? And I didn't feel like doing a lot on my eyes because the brows are already so big and so prominent, and so I only did some pink kind of lower liner on my lower lash. I deepened it with some deeper pink. I put like light pink pencil in my waterline so that the eyes opened a little bit more. Got some lashes on and that's it. The actual lid space is just concealer, there's nothing there. And so I did the rest of my face, foundation, bronzer, blush, highlight and stuff like that. And then I thought this kind of candy purple liquid lipstick would work. This is Kimchi from Sugar Pill. It's actually a really cool kind of shade of lipstick. It's just really pale purple that I guess Kimchi is known for, and just a lot of kind of manga or anime inspired looks. So this, let me zoom in on the brows. I think I could definitely work on the execution of these, but if we are talking about, you know, this method of using your eyeshadows and turning them into cream and using them on your face or on your brows, or to do whatever you want that you would like a cream for but you don't have that shade, and creams are a lot of the times very expensive, this is a really good way to do this. Like, I mean, this isn't budging, this isn't doing anything, this is basically behaving just like any brow pomade. It is a little bit hard, I guess. It doesn't dry like dewy, like, you know, kind of real life, like you would like a brow pomade to dry, you know, so that it doesn't actually like make your brows stick up. So it doesn't do that, so it dries a little bit more hard, but it's not super ridiculous. Like when I'm touching it, it's not so hard that it actually crumbles off. So it's comfortable enough to wear. It's just obviously not a brow pomade because it wasn't like meant to be put in the brows. But otherwise, you know, it works. You're putting all of this pigment down, you're putting the little mixing potion in there, and the pigment stays there. Like, the pigment you can totally see. I think the only difference, the only mistake I think I did here was the red. The red kind of looks very, very dark, and I should have used a much lighter red for this, especially for like a rainbow effect, but I think this is fine nevertheless. Please let me know if you guys have done rainbow brows yourselves, or if you've used this before, perhaps from a different makeup company, because I think this is a really cool idea, and I'm definitely going to be making more videos featuring these things, perhaps doing all of my face with powders that I turned into liquids, and just doing you know, all of my face in kind of cream-based makeup routine. and definitely share your looks on Instagram or whatever, whether it's rainbow brows or rainbow inspired makeup. It is June, so it is Pride Month in a lot of countries around the world, although I know my city's Pride is in August, so it's a while away still. Happy Pride Month though, and I hope you guys get inspired and do some rainbow inspired and rainbow themed makeup looks, eyebrows, eyes, lips, whatever you want, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!